obviously the previous game, as we spoke about in Newlands, was almost like on fast forward. Sort of exciting game, and this was the complete opposite. It needed a game of a lot of grinding, a lot of hard work, and a lot of pushing yourself for longer and longer. And that for me makes this test match very, very special. Obviously the previous one, as we've all said, that was probably the most exciting one and the best one to watch. But for me, I take a lot of pleasure in winning games like this, where the team needs a lot of heart and a lot of character and a lot of fight to make sure we get across the line. Yes, the conditions wasn't in our favour, or the conditions that we would have liked, but the conditions was there and we still needed to win. And I thought we did that brilliantly. There was times when India would put us under pressure, and every single time we responded by a huge character. So yes, extremely special this test match, and to be 2-0 up in this series is a very, very happy feeling. Yeah, I was very concerned when I got here leading up to the test match. As I said to you guys in the press before the test, that it looked not like the Centurion wicket that I know. And that is a concern, to be honest. I'm very honest about good things about it when we get it right, but there's also then it's fair to comment on when we can get better. So I believe that this was an opportunity that we missed. We can blame the groundsman, but I feel that we have to blame ourselves as well. We made a process where we made sure that Cricket South Africa has someone that looks after all the groundsmen to get the right kind of pitches when we play against teams. Not to make it ridiculous. We never wanted something ridiculous. We just wanted a pitch with pace and bounce. So I think there is a concern that we're not getting it right, and this is not the first time. I can think of 3 or 4 occasions over the last 12 months. So we need to be better as a collective. So that's something that I'll certainly be taking up and making sure that we try and improve. And then fast forwarding into the test match, or your other part of your question, when we batted first, obviously I think it was a big toss to win. The pitch, we knew that it was going to be lower, but we didn't know it was going to take so long to get to that process and be so slow. So it's important for us to, in that first innings, put a decent total on the board. I do feel that we were 60, 70 runs short from the position that we were in overnight, or just before overnight. Those few silly wickets towards the end of the first day was a bit of panic, and we felt we were a little bit short. But the next 3 or 4 days, the team responded beautifully. The bowlers were exceptional on a wicket that didn't offer a lot. A guy coming into his first test, standing behind it, slips. I was incredibly impressed with his control, and so with all the other bowlers. And then once again, in AB and Dean's partnership, huge character. But also yesterday, when the two of them were out, my only mission was to find someone to bat with me as long as possible to take the wind out of the Indian cricket team. And we knew that if we get anything over 250, it would have been a tough score to get.
To be honest, it's actually difficult to describe. It's not something I'm used to, so every time it really does hit me. You get goosebumps, you get nervous all over again, and that time you're in the middle of a game. But I mean, it really is an honor. I mean, to have people appreciate the work that you're doing out there. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to describe, but it really is a blessing. The moment for me, I think, was the captain's wicket. That was a very special moment. I felt like I'd worked hard, and I sort of figured out a game plan in terms of bowling towards him. So finally getting that really did mean a lot to me. I actually watched a lot of Andre now. I was convinced as a youngster that apparently I had the same bowling action as him, but I realize now that that's not true. But yeah, I mean, Ntini, Nel, Dale Steyn, obviously, those were my idols that I looked up to. I don't think thanking him would be enough. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to start. He moved me from where my cricket had kind of taken a dip, and he brought me to a place where I'm now able to flourish as a sportsman. So I mean, I think words wouldn't be enough to thank him. It took him 3 years actually. It took him 3 years. He first arrived in my grade 10 year, and he asked me to come to Tuks, and there I wasn't hearing it. But then it became amazing how consistently he'd arrive and keep asking just for me specifically. So then I thought there might be something behind it, but I wanted to see if he really meant it or not. So I also kind of played hard to get. But eventually, in my matric year, I decided, I wanted to further my studies, and he offered me that opportunity and playing cricket at the same time. And then when I arrived here, I honestly didn't know where it was going to go. I was starting from scratch. So, I just thought, just play, do what you can do and as best as you can. And here I am today.